Hey y'all, I am so ready to allow y'all to come on this journey, on this trip with me. I decided to take my last trip of the year to Daytona, Florida, which is located an hour and a half away from my home in Jacksonville. And y'all, I had a phenomenal time. So join me on this video. I'm going to give you the details behind my resort as well as share with you some things that I did on my trip so that you can be sure that you check out Daytona, Florida for your next stay of travel. So first and foremost, I need you to know that this was a solo trip. I take solo trips very often, and one of the reasons why I love to take a solo trip is because it gives me the ability to rest and rejuvenate, and also to get my thinking together. Sometimes I just have to slow down, get some rest, and be able to create new things when I come from my trip. So here I am pulling up on the resort. I am at the Daytona Grande Oceanfront Resort, and this resort was everything. First thing and foremost, you want to get valet. Valet is the place to go, especially if you carry a lot of luggage like me. I had about 5 to 6 bags. Don't judge me, but I did. I had about 5 or 6 bags because I knew that I had to bring some things with me to be sure that I got content done. And I'm going up the escalator, and one thing that I noticed was the atmosphere, the environment of this resort was absolutely beautiful. It was so detailed. I love a great architecture when they're designing buildings. So I couldn't stop looking at all of the design inside of the actual building. It was very detailed. Now, they did have a restaurant within the actual resort, and this restaurant served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The breakfast was a buffet. You get buffet every morning, and then for lunch, you had a lot of different brunch to lunch menu on the menu. And then also for dinner, there was a nice, classy option for dinner. Right outside of the restaurant is where you would find the pool area. What I loved about this area was it was a lot of people over there, but it wasn't noisy. As I began to walk through this particular area, one thing that I recognized was, oh, I found me a spot to go sit and read my book, and the weather was actually great, especially for it to be in December. It got chilly when the sun went down, so I definitely needed to be sure that I take a blanket or some type of sweater when you're outdoors. Now, also, as you are going through this restaurant, as you can see, it's pretty big. So no matter if it's a busy night, there were still lots of different places that you could sit within the restaurant. I did not experience a wait when I went. It was busy, but it was not overwhelming where we had to wait a long time for our food. So this was actually a really, really great um, resort with a nice restaurant at the bottom. And the food was really good. Now, over here on this side, on this section, they had different parts of the patio that you could sit. Also, down below is where you can see when I go downstairs, you'll be able to see where they were actually able to get tan, especially from where the sun was going. This was my lunch. This burger was everything. Outside of the resort, they had a pool area as well as bar. And I'm going to take you up there to my room. Okay, y'all. So I decided to take myself out on a date that night. First thing foremost is skincare. I use Mary Kay for my face. I love to make sure that my lips and my skin is very soft. Um, and so I did me pretty much did me a facial and I'm sealing my lips and I'm just taking myself out on a date. I mean, you gotta treat yourself well. You can't expect nobody to take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. And so that's one thing that I was very much excited to do that night was to get dressed and to take myself out on a date. And so right now I'm just pretty much fixing my hair, making sure that I pin it up how I want it. I did my makeup, and I'm a businesswoman, so I wanted to definitely dress up the business style because that's just how I was feeling that night. It wasn't too chilly out there, but I wanted to make sure I was ready and loving my outfit. And this was a new look for me. This was something different, something that I'm not quite used to. So I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, trying something new, and it is absolutely okay to do that, okay? Make sure you try new things as you are growing and as you are evolving. Do not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. And so here I am. Here I am, y'all. I'm finally dressed and I'm ready to go. And I found this cute little song on TikTok. I was like, I definitely gotta be sure that I just create me a little dance for this one. But let's go out and let's see what they got on the menu tonight. So I go into the restaurant and y'all, it was so good, okay? They had stuffed crab prawn with grits, and it was delicious. Okay, I never had prawn before. I didn't even know what it was. I had to research it. But listen, this is the must thing that you must do. After dinner, I came back to the room and pretty much getting ready for bed. And I wanted to make sure that I worship and that I pray before I went to bed. Um, Especially because I know things are about to change as I get ready to go back home. And so I just wanted to get in the presence of God before I go to bed. And one thing I love to do when going to bed is making sure that I have on worship music, making sure that I'm pretty much can take my time and just listen and pray and worship God for who He is and just be thankful. I'm thankful for the opportunity to travel and to be able to rest and take some time apart and just get connected and stay connected. So that's something that I love to do when I do take the time alone to be able to just go off is to make sure that I am in one and in connection with the Father. That is what is most importantly, that I don't lose His voice and that I can hear what it is that He has to say um, in regards to my life. So worship is one thing that I love. I'm singing one of the worship songs. I just love to worship. Especially listening to some of my favorite worship songs, it would definitely help. That morning I woke up, and I did my daily devotion. I didn't get to see the sunrise. So one thing I noticed, like since I've moved from Savannah, sunrise on different parts of the world has been different. Especially Florida. As you can see, it's a high tide, so there was no sitting on the beach watching no sunrise that day. So I definitely went to church virtually, and I went and ate breakfast. They had a buffet, and next thing you know, it's time to check out. Now, one of the key things, make sure you get valet.